Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Elmia and the DreamHack Summer 2015 Han Championship. We're in the losers bracket finals, where Sync Esports are leading 1-0 over Reason Gaming. On Beef, with me is Sharkin. We'll be taking you through all the action here today, and action it has been.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that last game had non-stop aggression the entire time. I mean, I even mentioned it during the cast. You don't see a 5-man stun lineup often, but that was definitely what it was. And slapped with that engineer. I mean, we both love the hero, but he played it so fast.
He played it to perfection, able to get something like a 16-minute portal key on that one.
It was 14 minutes, Beef.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredible.
I cannot discount the man. 14 minutes, and of course, all 5 players on the team with a portal key. We can't forget about that one either. So Reason Gaming, they definitely went a little bit greedy in the last game with things like the War Beast, with things like that Pebbles there in the middle lane. I mean, what do they need to do now? How do they respond, and how do they get ahead in this draft so that they can play their game?
Don't let Insania play Moira.
That's a good start.
He screwed up the mid lane for Reason Gaming so badly. Like, Pebbles and Pyro beats Magmus NG in a general situation. But not when you have Insania with those Shards of Harkon at every single damn engagement. And then they need to just make sure to, I think, focus a bit more on using, when they have a War Beast, using those wolves to scout, because they really didn't do that enough. Zane was being very selfish with those dogs, and yeah, he needs to make sure to have his team know more information.
I'd personally like to see Zane on something else, maybe his signature Pharaoh, but we will have to see. The draft has started here, and immediately the War Beast ban. So not going to be seeing that one be played by Zane one more time. Ophelia gone. That's actually Insania banning out one of his lapsed heroes.
I mean, I guess we're not going to see the Andromeda ban this time. I mean, that's what Insania's been banning the entire time, so I'm wondering what they're going to do about the Dark Lady if Reason does decide to pick that up, because Sync, as we noticed, has some trouble versus that Dark Lady.
Something that they do not like playing against at all, and now Imba trying to consider, what the heck do I ban out next? Do I get the Parasite? But Imba now the one to ban out Andromeda. So Sync probably being like, we're going to go ahead and win this draft because you banned the things that we wanted to ban.
Yeah, I mean, that feels kind of strange to me, to be honest, because they do have the first pick, and I guess the last ban is going to have to be Moira, but then Tankafed. Watch out for that Parasite.
That exactly read my mind right there, and we talked about how we love seeing Tankafet on a very aggressive jungler, and there's no one more aggressive than that Parasite in the jungle.
Not saying that he did a bad job with the Pyromancer last game.
Sure,
he got a really early tablet and was actually out-leveling his mid laner. And maybe that's due... Oh, Dark Lady is going to be the ban, so Moira and Parasite are going to be available, and I actually like this choice from Sync, making sure that one of those heroes is going to be theirs.
Yeah, really strong drafting strategy right there.
And the instant pick coming out from Sync
absolutely.
Esports.
I mean, I think that was actually a little bit of a mistake by the guys on Reason. If they had used the ban on either Moira or Parasite, they would have guaranteed themselves the other of those heroes, both of which Nier and Tankafet play extremely well, while making sure that Sync was not able to get one of those tier 1s.
Well, now they get the Parasite, and they had something prepared for the Moira, and that is the Meraxas. So I think that Reason is actually making no mistakes right here. Banning out the Andromeda made sure that 2 heroes were available. They picked Parasite, and because they could counter the Moira with the Meraxas, so they had a contingency plan for the guys on Sync. And otherwise, had they not picked Moira, they would have had Parasite and Moira, an incredibly strong ganking combination. So either way, Reason actually won out on those 4 bans at the start.
They turned it around quite a bit. I wasn't expecting that one. And now the guys have synced. Maybe they're saying, holy crap, I wasn't expecting that either. They use about 40 seconds of their reserve time, and they come out with Magmus, and there it is.
There it
Clanks.
is. We have the Clanks. 100% win for Imba at this moment, and is that going to continue, Beef? What do you think?
It very well might. I want to say that he's something like 10-2 on this tournament, Clanks overall. Maybe 9-2. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but a very strong hero. And as long as the guys from Sync do not get off to another massive lead, Boy and his Clanks will carry this.
Clanks is just one of those heroes that just does way too much damage. It's unbelievable. And Quincy, do you actually have the stats on that? In this entire tournament, what is the win rate of Clanks?
We'll see. Maybe he'll be able to grab those up
yes.
here in a second as he digs through his files. But
And
now the rest of the reserve time being used up here by Sync, and this is something a lot of captains talk about. If your opponent is actually using all of their reserve time, you want to then draft faster. Make them feel pressured, maybe they'll make a mistake, and it's an Oogie. Wow.
You see Mickey just laughing about it immediately. This is not a hero that they pick up often. And Boy now scared because Oogie is one of those heroes that can actually tank out the damage output from the Clanks and then be able to turn it around. And we can't really see a Mage Bane suicide now because that's not really valid when you have a Clanks on the team. And, you know, Mage Bane is one of those heroes that counters Oogie.
I mean, when you think about counters for Oogie, what else comes to mind? Are you just trying to burn out that mana? Are you trying to CC him?
Basically, you need to lock him down. So, in terms of carries that could do that, Arachna is a very good option because he has the Hardened Carapace for the extra magic armor, and the Spider Sting to just stop his movement. If you can stop his movement, you're in a really good position. But for that reason, Sync is reading my mind, or at least Insania is, because they just banned the Pharaoh, and that was the perfect pick here for Zane to be able to stop that Oogie from moving around.
100% agree with you, but he's not going to be able to get his signature hero this time. Man, I mean, I'm just kind of trying to think about what the heck Zane could be playing. Another ban right there in the Midas, another strong CC-heavy offlaner that's able to survive if he initiates. Boy taking out the Behemoth on the other side, making sure that it's not going to be able to be used against them.
I've not seen Zane play a Kraken Suicide before, but that's an option that could potentially work versus the Oogie. Of course, he is quite... There we go, the Lodestone. I'm not sure I like this because Oogie is tanky enough to not get one-shotted by a Lodestone combo. And it might work out that there's just enough damage coming out from Clanks and Meraxes and Parasite to take down the Oogie, but then you have the rest of the Sync lineup to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, but right now at least, with the Magma and Oogie, you expect them to be maybe stacked up on top of one another a tiny bit. Then you're able to get a nice big Lodestone ult off, and this is what I'm talking about with the speed picking right here. Forcing Sync Esports to have very minimal amounts of time. They now have less than 25 seconds to make their final pick. They speed picked the Dr. Repulsor back themselves. They're right-clicking Zlap's Legionnaire. Is this actually what we're going to see?
Dr. Repulsor has 0% win, as does Lodestone. Quincy, there must be something wrong right here.
I'm sure he's having a tiny error in his spreadsheets right now, but we got 5 seconds, and it's gonna be Legionnaire, the legendary Zlap Legionnaire.
No.
He's busting it out to make sure that his team gets back into the grand finals.
But just look at this right now. They have a Parasite versus a Legionnaire. If Tanka decides to go aggressive, I mean, they could even do something as crazy as putting a Luna Lodestone aggressive with Parasite in the enemy woods and just completely screw up Legionnaire's farm as well as Oogie. Of course, you're going to have a Dr. Repulsor versus the Meraxes 1v1 mid right there, but that would mean that everything would rely on Mickey on that Dr. Repulsor. And man, I'm really curious to see how Mickey is going to do with this hero. It is going to be Keizu playing the Magnus instead, so this is definitely not a hero that we see often on Mickey. And are we going to finally have a game without a pause?
Oh, you jinxed it. You jinxed it.
I'm not jinxing it.
Oh my gosh.
It's happening.
It might be indeed. And it looks like Aggro Parasite is a possibility. Boots first.
Yeah, and it is definitely the right decision. The only problem is that if he fails now with this aggressive play, then he's going to have no farm. And I jinxed it. I'm done.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. It was a pause for the sake of having a pause, and they unpaused it within 5 seconds. Sneezer pauser. I wonder if he sneezed and accidentally hit the button. That would be
an interesting situation, definitely. And Legionnaire was actually scouting it out, but if he goes back right now, he's going to be in trouble. Lodestone coming in with the rocket drill. Is he going to? No, he's not going to be in range.
Slap actually scouted that out and was able to get back in time, but there are 10 players here. Oh, they might actually grab somebody. Luna is able to drop a Word of Revelation, but there's the scouting coming out from Dr. Repulsor. Going to be able to get a Word of Rev down themselves and trying to force the Legion team on out of here.
Shard to Harkin, are they going to hit? There we go.
Yes, they are going to go ahead and
hit.
connect onto Aluna. The Tarquake going to be coming out, but a 5-man stun coming in from Lodestone, and the Bloodlust going to be going to Mickey, but on the other side, it's an all-out brawl. Dr. Repulsor going to be the next one to fall, perhaps. No, Lodestone going to be going down, a TP going to be coming in, and this is actually going to be going the way of Sync Esports as they come out on top 3-2, and Parasite so low on HP. He has no Blight Stones, no health potion, and only 45 HP.
That was absolutely ridiculous. Sync. Okay. Legionnaire spun way too many times in that engagement. He did so much damage. And then on top of it all, the Oogie and Dr. Repulsor as well with that magnetic contraption dealing 140 magic damage at level 1 of that ability. They were stacked up for it perfectly. So even though Keizu didn't really get the best stun off, it didn't matter. They had the damage.
They did indeed, and of course the kills going to Insania for the most part. 2-0 in 1. I mean, he's got Striders.
Yeah,
you know, like
casually, just
30-second Striders.
And he's got an upgraded courier because that's what's necessary. And they aren't going to be spawning out either ward right now, but there is a rev ward, of course, on that Legionnaire, so it's very possible that he's going to be able to find them soon. The courier did move back, so that's kind of interesting. But Legionnaire, level 2 already, getting that hard camp. It was a skeleton camp, so he was quite lucky in that regard. But he's going to be able to keep farming now. And is he going to find the rev ward? Yes, he is.
It looks like he is indeed all the way up top, though. Lodestone could be in a little bit of trouble. Does have the rocket drill. Looks like he'll be able to get on out of there. And I mean, I really did think that might have gone to Reason there in the early stages, just because of the 5-man Lodestone stun. It's not often that you get a full 5-man stun like that, but it just wasn't enough. The damage a little bit too overwhelming from the guys in Sync. And right now, their laning presence it's going pretty well, especially for having that greedy Legionnaire jungler and making sure that they're not punished too hard. He was able to get the counters, and he's got 4 out of his 5 camps.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to be able to recover later on in the game, but you truly want him to snowball. That's where the hero really excels. And anyway, so a bit of a fun conversation with Quincy, hating on my Magnus as usual, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. Hater's going to hate, right?
That can't do anything about that. Up top, though, Oogie, I mean, he's level 4 right now, already sitting on 10 and 5 CS. He's been doing quite well, but 6 and 0 from Lodestone. He's going to be getting level 4 in just a second here as well. So far, it looks like Moira has not been able to zone him out much, and in fact, Moira now traveling down to the bottom lane, where it looks like he's going to want to set up a kill on flanks. I think they're going to need one more down here, though, because they do have the level 2 Aluna babysitting, and there's always the threat of the Parasite. So I'm not sure what Moira is actually going to be able to do down here.
He's stacking Ancients, it looks like.
Oh.
They do have a lot of farmers on their team, so it's going to be really important that either Oogie or Dr. Repulsor rotates down here with the Legionnaire or the Magnus. Just take those out fast. And of course, it doesn't hurt to have Moira get a bit of experience as well.
Yeah, because even though she did get those early kills, she has not been able to get a lot of experience, at least thus far in the game. So having an underleveled Moira is definitely not too fun.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice this beef. Look at Dr. Repulsor's GPM right now. 510. I mean, I know that it's because of that early game, but he's gotten I mean, it's probably close to perfect last.
Yeah,
right
it's 21. Now make that, still 21 CS. At 3.5 minutes into the game. It's very impressive coming out of Mickey, and he's, of course, eaten all those charges on his mana battery as a result of the axes that are being thrown out.
I mean, I know now why Mickey was smiling when they picked up the Dr. Repulsor. He loves this hero, and he makes a lot of work happen with it.
Up top, I think Lodestone may be in trouble. Middle lane, Dr. Repulsor taking a bit of damage as well. But there's Moira. I mean, she's using these Striders really
Mid lane,
effectively
slapped
so
incoming.
far. Yeah, he's trying to come on over. He's going to be able to get the charge off, but a beautiful stun coming out of Ownby. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. He's still in some trouble. Luna with the 2-man stun. The power throw is there, and Mirax is looking like he will indeed go down. Not going to be able to get a counter kill at least just yet. There's the net coming out from the Skeleton King. A couple more auto attacks going to come down to the power throw from Luna. She's going to have to hit it, and she will. but she's going to go ahead and give her life up for that one. Slap now sitting at 1, 1, and 3. Top lane, Lodestone going to fall to the Moira, but he was able to kill Oogie.
Is he really going to spin?
And
Is
right
he going to
now,
take? There we
more
go.
action all over the place as Legionnaire brings out a double tap. 5 kill involvement as 7 kills go the way of Sync Esports.
Okay, so I guess if his camps are blocked, he just walks mid lane and
Gets like
make
3
sure
kills.
that there are 3 kills happen.
Yeah, why not?
Wow. I mean, if it works, right? And now in the bottom lane, oh my god. But this isn't Flensmeister, Quincy.
Well, I mean, it's like tiny Flensmeister.
It's more like Tiny owned me.
Well, yeah, that could be true.
Mini Meander, right?
Yeah, that's what they used to call him. Son of Moon Meander.
Yeah. But I also heard he doesn't like that nickname very much. So.
No?
Anyways, so we are going to have Keizu. He's having a pretty good time at this bottom lane with the experience, at least. Not so much with the last hits, but it's difficult to last hit as a Magnus when you only have boots, right?
I think you're perfectly right on that one. I mean, his damage is certainly nothing too powerful. Up top, though, Oogie already taking stacks.
Like, this is just the strength of the hero. I know that BMG likes to do this type of strategy where the entire woods is stacked up and then Oogie comes in and takes it all up. It's not always an Oogie, of course. Usually it's more of a Clanks. I mean, Balthazar plays that very well. But he's definitely going to have an advantage over Imboboy because of that.
Yeah, I like it. Moira definitely falling a little bit behind as a result of all that stacking, but she'll catch up. And Parasite is in a little bit of trouble here. They're going to try to finish off the Magnus. The power throw will be enough. Near picking that one up. So trading the offlane Magnus for that jungle Parasite. What do you think? That worth? Oh, top lane. Going to go for another kill on Oogie. Might be able to get it. Not just yet. I mean, this Oogie's just way too
This is what I mentioned, though. Oogie doesn't care. And here comes Mickey with that Dr. Repulsor. He is going to have enough burst to take down the Lodestone in the end. So nice port in, and his 450 GPM just got bumped up to 470.
Not bad. Sync Esports 9 kills so far in just under 7 minutes. Means that they do have a nice, solid golden experience lead. They're going to go ahead and try to convert that into some nice early items. I mean, for Mickey, he's just going to be going the standard. Do you think he's going to go Flensmeister's build in the Icon of the Goddess?
Well, this game he is definitely going to go for that. His GPM allows him to, and I mean, he's got to have something in the bank, right? Yeah, here we go. He's, wait, he has to have more than that. It is only 7 minutes in, so I would assume that Steam Boots are picked up, but I guess the power supply and that Grave Locket are going to be costing quite a bit of money.
There's a lot of build up on Mickey right now. Like a really, really lot. So, not going to be able to get any of those huge items right off the bat, but give it a few more minutes. We'll check back in. Now, bottom lane, we've got Imboboy. He's been doing a little bit of stacking, trying to do some pulling of his own. Currently sitting at 370 gold per minute, second highest in the game right now. Actually, he's a little bit behind Slapped. So, Slapped, man.
Yeah, 380 gold per minute. Like, that's what happens when you roam to middle like that. And in a game like this, he has been quite successful with those ganks, so going to Ghost Marchers isn't the worst thing in the world, but I personally still prefer having the PK earlier on. And Moraxis.
Yeah, top Rune, the Man of Thunder, making sure he was not able to get a stun off, and down he goes. Slap showing off the Decapitate for the first time here.
I don't know what a Luna is doing up here, to be honest. If they find the Legionnaire, sure, but Ilgis is not going to go down.
Yeah, not likely, but they are going to go ahead and track down the Legionnaire.
Here comes the ultimate.
By Lodestone. He's going to have to get the rocket drill on in. Parasite's there as well. Didn't even need the power throw. Lodestone in the head smash, doing so much damage when that armor is sundered.
So nice ward really coming out from near. So as I said, if they go for the Legionnaire, sure, but Oogie, I don't think he was going to fall if he managed to get his ultimate off.
It's a massive kill, though, on the Legionnaire. Both of them were level 9, and making sure to delay any kind of portal key that could have been coming out from Slap is going to be key. Bottom lane, looks like Magnus situation.
Yeah, I mean, Keizu's doing just a great job at getting experience, trying to get as much farm as he can. He is only 130 GPM. So that is going to have to improve a bit if he wants to still have a great impact in this game. Of course, mid lane doesn't matter, Dr. Repulsor, because he can fly. He can globally leap everywhere.
Oh, good lord. This again. Rocket Drill up top as Lodestone's trying to get on out of there. But Legionnaire with the charge. Going to go for the taunt. Will grab him, drags him back out of the tower. A TP coming on in. Canceled up as they did not need the support.
The threat of the TP was more than enough to scare them away. I mean, it could have even been the Luna, and he has the 2-man stun, of course, but other than that, I think they might have even been able to kill the Lodestone in that situation. But I mean, that's the advantage of having God Vision, of course. And I really wonder whether KZU is going to build up a lot or if he's just going to go straight PK, like with the Striders, for example.
Yeah, I mean, going for that PK is what makes the hero really good. From downtown, Aluna with the 3-man stun, though. Surviving for now, not going to be for long. The face hug going to be coming in onto Magnus. The silence is not going to be enough. He'll turn it around. The Lava Surge on in, and Tank Effect will drop. The supports for Reason Gaming in a bad way. 3-man stun. Lodestone ultimate on 2. The head smash already able to take down Dr. Repulsor, but a buyout. Here comes Mickey. He's looking to clean this one on up. Going in for Lodestone. The slow is going to be enough. Decapitation coming in from Slap, not even needed. And they are cleaning on up. This could be a genocide. The Matrax is activated. Here comes a TP, though. That's going to be Aluna looking for a power throw as well as a big stun. Not going to be happening just yet. Moira is going to fall, and it looks like Moraxis will drop. The decapitation being enough, and down goes Near as well. Here comes one more TP. Is Parasite going to be able to get a turn? Not going to happen. Huge momentum right there for Sync Esports.
And although they just got a lot of kills, the lead is still only at 3k gold. I mean, last game we saw that they had a 5k gold lead at 11 minutes with, you know, almost a PK on both Magnus and the Engineer. But right now, great aggression coming out from Flensmeister, and this is what I really like to see. A carry is really, like, a carry should just be active. There is no excuse to sit in your lane and free farm if you're not playing a Dark Lady or a Clanks in this case. And I mean, Oogie can fight. He's tanky, he does a lot of damage, and his skill build, by the way, is also quite interesting. He did max the Conflagrate and the Kindled Fury instead of the Tarquake, and this is a very mana efficient build, and it also allows him to be really, really mobile with the extra movement speed, of course, from that Conflagrate. So I think it's the right way to go, because he's going to be able to finish off these Ancients by himself, pretty much.
He's been doing pretty well with that one so far. Probably going to hit level 11 off of this. And, I mean, he's getting really low, but he doesn't seem to be scared. Yeah, he's going to be just fine.
And that's considering that, you know, Ancients, they have quite a lot of magic armor. 12 magic armor, and that's quite impressive, especially those Predators. Well, no, not the Predators, the Dragons. But Dr. Repulsor did not go for a Mana Ring, actually, because of that Grave Locket, and he is going to be going for the Icon, though. Same thing for Oogie, so they're going to have two glowing heroes running around when they get that first kill in a fight.
That is going to be a lot of regen. And speaking of the Icon, Oogie finishes his up already. Dr. Repulsor and Magnus were looking for a bit of a kill right there. Not able to find one, as Lodestone with the haste stream proves just a little bit too elusive. And is he going to try to set something up with this? He's going to have to help Moraxis.
Here come the Shards of Harkin.
What happened with that ultimate? That must have been some kind of a misclick or something.
I don't know, but Lodestone also ultied air, so...
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Lodestone ultimate. And the Moraxis was trying to set up for something as well, but with two big ultimates down, and of course, Sync Esports saw both of those. They're going to have a giant window right now to not only take some objectives, but force fights if they need to.
I think it was for the Legionnaire. He was actually farming the medium camp at the time, and Lodestone considered going for it, but he needed to support the mid lane, so I think he changed his mind real quick after that.
And this looks like it should be a free tower. Reason Gaming knowing that without those ults, they've got nothing to do here in the middle lane. And from here, where does Sync go? Do they try to force tier 2? They rotate into another lane? Which one, though?
Top and bottom. Mid lane seems a bit too difficult to push. Actually, they are going to be going for the mid kill. Look at Moira's position.
It's a bait. Oh, a beautiful arcane shield, though.
Yeah,
really well read and well played by
If they can find Clanks here, Clanks is just farming the easy camp right now. Oh no, Legionnaire. They're just missing each other. No, they're not. The ward coming out from Insania, and here comes the taunt. Mana Sunder, Dr. Repulsor, and the Decapitate. And Imboboy is going to go down in the end.
Level 12 Legionnaire doing a ton of damage, especially with those Ghost Marchers, as you had said earlier. Those auto attacks coming out at over 100 a chop.
100 a chop.
Well, he's a chopper.
He's a chopper? He should be using the Lumberax Legionnaire in that case. But
I agree. But
anyways, this one makes the lightning happen, so that's pretty cool as well. Oogie stealing the Legion Ancients right now, because why not?
I mean, they're in such a very large lead right now. In this game, I feel like the guys from Sync have no problem taking it late. I mean, Clanks is very terrifying, but this is a solid 3. Maybe even you could consider it a 4-core lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Magnus is going to be more that utility-based hero in this game, and this Lapt is going to be the...
Lodestone's going to go ahead and try to get a kill here on Magnus. Could be very successful.
He's going to survive in the... No. Okay,
Jokes.
So that was an explosion. He blew up.
Aluna was in the vicinity with a power throw, even if she needed to. But here's the Ephemeral Forge. Moira not going to go for the kill onto...
But maybe he's going to catch the Catman, but he's going to stop it. It's not going to be enough. But I have a feeling that Keizu panicked there with his stun. I mean, he just wanted to hit that lodestone so bad that he disregarded his own escape path.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate right there for Keizu, but he'll be just fine in the end. Not really going to be getting too much in the way of a portal key anytime soon, though. As he had said, he's going to be occupying a little bit more of that support role, utility role even, as he does go for the steam boots instead of saving up for the portal key right away.
Sync Esports, though, they are really in control of this game. They're making sure to just go bottom lane right now, get the objectives, do what's important, and we could be looking at Imboboy's first loss on flanks at this DreamHack. 660 average GPM on that hero.
That's insane.
Like, Imboboy was known for playing the Puppet Master and stuff and getting ridiculously high GPM on that hero because he was able to split push really effectively, but he's made Clanks his own hero. I don't think there's anybody else who's played it with as much success as he has. So
I could definitely call it a signature hero. You know,
yeah.
You go back in time a while back, and you could call maybe Corrupted Disciple or Moon Queen a signature hero for Imboboy. Maybe
more
a Dr.
Puppet
Repulsor,
Master,
Puppet Master. I mean, he's had quite a few over the years, but this could definitely be the next in line. Moira up top, going to be looking for potentially a Shards of Harkon or even an Arcane Vortex to try to set up for her team. And going to go ahead and drop the Mana Sunder, not able to get anything else off in time.
They are going to go for the tower, though. No one's going to defend this, and I do think that this is a mistake. They did have Torx on Oogie and Dr. Repulsor, as well as Lapt and Keizu. Everybody had a TP, and Moira was walking in as well. So they're giving away free towers. Actually, mid lane,
middle lane,
Tankafet.
yeah, Tankafet trying to go on in, but there's the Lava Surge. Bang is going to be going out for some damage and some slow. Facehug not going to be enough to bring it down.
Dr. Repulsor.
And Doctor in the back line here, trying to find Clanks. The stun only onto one. Lodestone going into the Arcane Vortex, probably going to pop off on both the... It looks like the Moira, no, doesn't get anybody with the ultimate right there as a result of the Arcane Vortex. So that's certainly very strong. And now Oogie going to be turning around. He's got the ultimate up, and it looks like he's ready to fight. Big stun coming out. There's a Lodestone stun onto only one as well. But Oogie's like, come at me, bro. Here comes the Lava Surge. Aluna going to be stunned up right here. Already Parasite going to be falling, but they do manage to take down the Magmas. But now they're on the retreat. Clank's trying to get on out of there. The Hawk going to be taken down, but the 3-man stun from Lodestone into the 3-man from Raxus, and they turn it around. 4 kills going the way of Reason Gaming, as they say. Lead? What lead?
That was insane. And now that's only a 1.6k gold lead now for the guys on the Hellpoint side. And this comes back to the fact that Flanks, he used the buyback, as well as Tankafet. Or, no, did Tankafet even die? Anyways,
Tankafet absolutely died, yeah.
Anyways, Imboboy managed to buy back, and now he's at 400 GPM. So this might affect them in the long run, but right now, that was a huge win for them.
Absolutely. Recovering the momentum that they need. They're not really able to get much in the way of objectives off of this. Maybe forcing out the top lane just a tiny bit right there, but no new wards, no new towers, nothing along those lines. but they get some confidence back. I think that's maybe the best thing. They get the crowd cheering for them a little bit, and they feel a little bit more comfortable in their own shoes.
Yeah, but you can never underestimate the fact that Mickey is going to be jumping from so far away. I mean, does the Word of Sight spot out Ember right now? It's pretty close. I have a feeling he's just going to go YOLO in if he sees that.
I think if the Moira was there, he already would have gone.
Yeah.
Up top, though, Lodestone and Meraxis. Now with a portal key on Meraxis, could be looking for a very big pickoff. But Legionnaire going to be the one spotted out right here. And, oh, wow, a beautiful blink. Moira going to be coming in with the Ephemeral Forge, the ultimate going off, and Lodestone has to run. He now has had his everything sundered into the Arcane Vortex. Meraxis turns around with the Matrax, and now Moira going to be in a little bit of trouble right here. Lodestone is still staying alive for now, but it's not going to be enough. Mickey going to be going in, doesn't have enough mana to get the follow-up chase. 4 players results in only 1 kill. Reason going to have to be doing a little bit of split pushing after, pushing out the mid and bottom lanes.
And here comes the icon for Dr. Repulsor as well. So there, oh wow, that jump in.
That was close.
Good game sense, almost at the taunt, but just a bit too far away.
Strong reactions coming out of Onbe on the Meraxis though. In top lane, Falls going the way of Sync Esports, while in the bottom lane, Hankfet's being the annoying little parasite that he is, managing to point that ballista right in the way of the defensive tower. Oogie's there trying to take out the catapult, but doesn't work that easy.
No, I think the only one who can truly take out that catapult very effectively is a combination of Dr. Repulsor plus Lapt, because that terrifying charge does deal a lot of damage to the catapult, and then he needs a couple more auto attacks from someone who's very mobile. So if they can get that combination down while Tankafit is being as greedy as he is, then they're very able to take him down without too much difficulty, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely going to need to have a little bit of patience and, of course, that coordination. Red Power Throw going to be heading on over toward the Ancients. Or maybe that was Congar. I don't even know where that went, but was throwing it in that direction. And Puzzle Box actually finished up right now for the Parasite.
Yeah, he's headed for a bit. I think he has level 2 of the Puzzle Box, actually. It has been 20 minutes, of course, and he is farming 300 GPM, even after a buyback. So, yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It is level 2, ultimately, but he's going to have a B level 3 for it to be truly effective in this game. And Barbed Armor actually picked up on Slapped. Instead of something like an Insanitarius, making him more of a damage-dealing hero. With Barbed, I feel, I don't know, he's not that tanky per se, but it is a great combination because they are forced to attack him, of course.
Yeah, I really do think that it's also going to be quite strong just going up against the Clanks, knowing how much AoE damage that Thunderclaw as well as the Goon Squad is going to be dealing. If he's able to get that Barbed Armor up at the right time, Clanks is either going to kill himself, take a ton of damage accidentally, or he's going to be forced to stop attacking entirely. And of course, that's a preponderance of the damage coming out from our Legion team.
Look at Clanks, by the way, just hiding in the forest, but is it going to be too far? Here comes Kaiser with that PK.
The eruption into the lava surge. Clanks is going to fall. Imba Boy going to drop to Zlap. Decapitation not even needed, but Zlap now level 15. Highest in the game, and this Lego pick has worked out quite well so far.
He has done fantastically, and it all comes back to that triple kill he had at the start. The hat trick, not really a hat trick, double tap plus another kill. Anyway, he's jumping in on the Lodestone.
Trouble, gets the taunt off with the Barbed Armor, and now it's Lodestone trying to run away. The Armor Sunder is going to be popped off right here, and Meraxis with the Matrax on the backside. TP is going to be coming out. They say, you guys got no more stuns, and they all make it out of there. Really well played, really heads up right there by the guys of Reason.
Really controlled state of mind, I'd say. They know exactly what to do in that situation, knowing that they have used everything. Had Magnus been around, though, that could have been a different story.
I think you might be right. I mean, he was there, had already used the Lava Surge, but wasn't quite able to get off a second one. Make sure that he was able to stop at least one of those TPs. Now Reason, they're continuing to just try to slow things down. Sync, they like this very quick pace, but Reason, they want to get some more farm on Clank. Most importantly, they want to finish up the Shrunken Head and get at least one more item so that he can actually put out some real damage. But Sync, they're just keeping the pressure up.
Who do you think is truly going to carry this? Because Oogie, everything about that hero screams tankiness and just incredibly difficult to kill, whereas Clanks, he's He is going for the Shrunken right now, but that's going to be a really early Shrunken. And if the duration of that Shrunken dwindles quickly, then Oogie's just going to come out on top, ultimately.
Yeah, I agree, but it comes down to maybe itemizing to make sure that they're able to counter up that Oogie. I think that the puzzle box was already one really good step in the direction. Second puzzle box maybe would even be greater, but maybe a Nullifier Blade. I think that could be a really great pickup from Clanks.
I really do wonder, though, what Lodestone is going to be going for. I have mentioned before that Codex is a potential item for him to pick up.
No way, man.
No way?
That's a puzzle box. Come on. A Codex? That would be
400
something.
true damage.
I mean, yeah.
On top of the head smash.
That'd be something. There'd be a lot of burst right there.
Mm-hmm.
And Oogie is somewhat susceptible to burst until he's able to get up into that 3,000, 3,500 life range.
I mean, if they manage to just stun him with the Moraxis and the Lodestone, he's going to go down. 1,800 life, true damage. That's
right.
a dead Oogie.
We'll see. They're going to have to pick it up and make me a believer. Middle lane, they attempt to jump on the Dr. Repulsor, but it's not going to be out of. DR, of course, has picked up one of his Arcanas here, making sure that he will be on his way toward a Hellflower.
Yeah, I mean, Hellflower is definitely the right choice. If he can manage to get the jump on Imberboy or Magnus even, then Hellflower with that very far range is going to prevent that little annoying Clanks from just saying adios and flying away.
He is really such a pest, isn't he?
Yeah.
With that Hawk, he's just able to get on in there. And on the other side, though, they've picked up a Mighty Blade on Zlapt. Is this going to be a nice early Shrunken head for Zlapt?
I mean, it does make sense to get it against this Legion side. Everything is magic, even Clanks.
It's certainly a lot of magic damage coming out. Not the usual item that we might see on him, but in this case, I think it is perfectly warranted. And they might be able to hit some big timings with that Shrunken head and with the Hellflower as well.
Look at this, though. Insania just running around with a PK, casually, full support. I mean, you don't see that coming out from Nier anytime soon. He only has the Striders and a power supply. And that comes back to the fact that Insania is 4-1 and 10. He's been in 14 of the 22 kills. And on top of that, just look at Mickey. He's been in 18 of them. So we can clearly see that Sync likes to share their kills. They like to have everyone be a part of it, and that is ultimately one of their biggest reasons for their success.
It is, and right now they're going to be just monitoring their own jungle a little bit. Although middle lane, looks like they are going to try for the kill on Legionnaire. Lodestone Ultimate is going to be popping off. And the TP's coming in. Lodestone is actually holding the ultimate for quite a while. They're going to try to find Dr. Repulsor. They grab him. Eruption going to be channeled up, but the stun going to be out, not in. Easy tower. Lodestone looking for a rocket drill. Going to find it on Moira. The head smash coming in. 3 for 0. Going the way of reason. And they say no excuses.
Only reasons. What?
Jeez.
Anyway, so really well played from the guys on the Legion side. If they manage to get that initiation off, they win the fight. Legionnaire not being able to respond at all in that time was just perfect. And Clanks, even with only that 126, 128 physical damage, it doesn't matter. His ultimate just deals way more.
It's his goons, it's his buddies that are cranking out the damage right now. Later on in the game, absolutely, he'll be right-clicking real hard. But right now, the AoE damage was just so powerful. And of course, I got to shout out to Zane on the Lodestone right there. He was even juking me out with his Shatterstorm. He was stop canceling that one, waiting until the perfect moment to get that one off. In the end, ended up popping it and timing it perfectly to grab a kill on the Dr. Repulsor.
And he got a Storm Spirit on the Lodestone, so
yeah.
You're both wrong.
Okay, that's very interesting. I got to talk about the Alchemist Bones on Magnus.
They are against the Parasite.
They are. I mean, it's a really strong item, but wow, I mean, he's just going to be so delayed on
Top
any
lane.
further follow-up. Wow, the big fly-in here from Dr. Repulsor. Parasite going to get mana sundered up. Might be able to get the kill on Moira. Definitely going to get the kill on Moira. So at least able to turn that one around a little bit in the puzzle box smaller, maybe even doing a little bit of ward scouting as well. Just have to make sure you don't feed it. That's a lot of gold.
Of course, that might be an invitation for a reason to come in.
Yeah, it
because
could be a
600
follow-up.
damage.
They're just not able to get on over there. No Nymph TP in this game.
No, not at all. Doctor is going to be continuing that farm. Getting that Hellflower is definitely going to be a big deal this game, but look at this.
Yeah, it looks like Lodestone could be in some trouble. Just kidding. Keizu's going to be the one hit by the red power throw, and Legionnaire goes in. Legionnaire gets annihilated.
I don't know, that jump just felt so strange. He knew that Meraxes was going to stun after that, and what's going on?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, we're looking on the camera here at the guys of Reason. During the last pause, we saw Zlap actually just like jumping up and down in his chair. He clearly was elated at the team's early game performance. You look at him on the screen right now, though, and he is stone-faced, looking straight forward after a play like that, as the team is just so serious. And I mean, when you lose a couple of heroes in that fashion, and the towers are already down in that lane, it's very serious. I mean, look at the emotion from Insania right now as he's talking to his team. This is an in-game leader. He's from the Swindleman school of drafting, and he knows that these guys need to be put into shape, and they need to keep their emotion up. They cannot be making mistakes like that.
But I mean, they really aren't that far behind when you look at it. They're only 400 gold behind right now, and of course it was a huge swing for the guys on Reason, but they still have a very good chance because Oogie can never be counted out as a carry. I mean, a lot of people think that because he's so magic focused that once the Legion side starts picking up Shunkins that he's going to be useless, but that is not the case. He changes targets, goes for the other AoE, for the other heroes, you know, takes them down because a carry isn't a carry. A carry isn't a hero that takes out the other carry. A carry is the hero that takes out the entire enemy team.
He certainly has the possibility to do that, but so far, Oogie has not really had a whole lot of success in Insania trying to go for the Arcane Vortex after the PK there, but Reason Gaming, they already knew that the Ephemeral Forge was off over there, scouting it out with the bangs, but Insania just a little bit too slow. And Reason just saying, I'm going to fall back, do a little bit of farming. Clank's going to go ahead and hit level 18, maybe even more here, as he has quickly become the fastest farmer in the game, 480 gold per minute. And he's going to go ahead and fall back. Already finished the Firebrand. You think he's going to finish the Geobane right now?
No, he's going to go for a Frostburn actually. And mobility is definitely an important aspect in this game, but I guess it's down to the fact that there's so much AoE coming out from this Hellborn side that Geobane will just, it won't really do anything in specific. There's not something that he can really dispel or like. The one thing I see is he can maybe dodge the Moira.
They're able to catch the Moira right there. There's the stun onto one. It is going to be Slap falling one more time. Maybe, yes, the Illuna stun going to be coming in, but there's the three-man line stun from Magnus, and here comes Oogie. How are they going to deal with him? They're going to first run down Magnus, make sure that he's not able to contribute to this fight anymore, and Oogie, he's on the run. The Tarquakes are there, but the buyback coming in from Mickey isn't going to be enough. Oogie's going to fall. Now Mickey going to be in trouble. Storm Spirit saving Illuna for now, and Dr. Pulsar out of mana, falls. 6 kills going the way of Reason Gaming as they are now 10,000 experience ahead.
The initiation is just not going in the way of the Hellborn right now. Lodestone is doing so much work and he's so tanky, and that Storm Spirit was absolutely brilliant, saving Clanks for that short amount of time. And then on top of it all, Moraxis has just been playing amazingly with those initiations, and you can't count out Imberboy with that damage coming out from him. I mean, it is coming to a very ridiculous point now that he's like Doctor bought back and just did huge bursts, but it still wasn't enough.
Oh wow, Moira going in right there. She is likely going to be sacrificing her life for just this little stall. She does go down, but Magnus is up, and as well as Legionnaire. So it looks like the guys from the Legion do have to fall back. Maybe not. They catch Meraxis and he gets decapitated. So sticking around just a little bit too long right there. Onme making a mistake, but not one that he can't recover from.
Yeah, good catch coming up from the Magnus, of course, and I'm not sure it matters anymore. 8k gold for the guys on Reason, and they are making a point of it that you cannot give thanks to Imberboy.
You know, I mean, Clanks is certainly very strong. Imberboy plays him so well, but I gotta say, it's going back to what you were talking about with the initiations. The combination of Onme and Zane, they've been winning this game so far for Reason. They are the reason that this comeback is happening.
Yeah, but
Red Power throw scouts out.
I think any other carry with that low GPM and when they originally started turning the game around, would not have the same impact as Clanks. Clanks is literally the only hero that can deal that much damage on his own without that many items.
You might be right. Kongor is going to go down right now. The guy from Sync Esports going to go ahead and put a token of life on Oogie. He was the last one to live last engagement, but wasn't able to get nearly enough damage done. That was with the sheep stick even during that last fight. So he really just needs a couple more items. Probably needs to get away from the Striders, and probably needs a Frostfield plate as well. Make sure that he's slowing everybody down and he's able to get on top of him while surviving those massive attacks coming in from Clanks. Not heading for 170, but it's the attack speed that really matters.
I'm thinking Oogie might even need to pick up a Shrunken in this game just to make sure that he can run around really unlocked down in a way. I mean,
with impunity.
There's just so many spells from Legion's side right now that are just hindering him as he's trying to get his spells off, and it feels really awkward for Flensmeister, of course, because getting a Shrunken Head on that hero, it doesn't feel right. That hero relies on being tanky and just tanking all the damage rather than ignoring the lockdown, of course.
You are 100% right in that, but at some point, you just got to make sure that you are not locked down. Right now, the guys from Reason have decided to take over the enemy jungle. They've warded up accordingly with 2 nice wards. One of them covering the area near the high ground and one covering the area near the river. But it looks like we've already got falling back here. Oh, God. They're going to go ahead and set this up. There's the Storm Spirit coming out. Meraxis misses the stun, though. And now Legionnaire going to be able to get the barbed armor off. He is still going to fall. Looks like Dr. Repulsor was thinking about trying to help his buddy out, but it just wasn't going to happen. And immediately, Veiled Rot popped off by Lodestone. They're looking for more.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Repulsor had such great success early on, but right now, it just doesn't feel the same anymore.
Invisible Parasite might get the face hug on Dr. Repulsor, and he is. Here comes the Lodestone. The Shatterstorm is activated, and the Head Smash going to be able to take out one immediately, but the Eruption going to be coming in from Magmus. Did not do enough damage to take out Lodestone. He's going to be able to get the Storm Spirit. The bangs are there. The stun's onto Oogie, and Oogie's going to fall immediately. It's just Moira and Oogie as he respawns, and there's the Leech coming out from Parasite. They take out Oogie again. Bound Eye on the ground. Moira going to be slowed down with that slow of something, and another genocide going to be going the way of Reason Gaming as they are now up 22,000 experience when they were just down 5 less than 10 minutes ago.
I mean, Reason Gaming has been just completely outplaying Sync right now. Those initiations are fantastic, and I mean, they do of course have the heroes to do it, but they're just executing it properly, and it's really beautiful to see when it comes together like this.
It has been so impressive watching these guys play so far. Mickey, he does not have any more buyouts. He's down for a solid 18 seconds. Used both of those already, and it's going to be a full set of 2 racks here, most likely. Meraxis playing interference.
He's playing a wall.
Yeah.
That hero is a wall. He stops the enemy from coming anywhere near them. And then...
Oh, they might get a Luna,
even
actually.
Initiates.
Trying to TP on out of there. He's Peter Two Eyes at this point, and near will fall. Both Bound Eyes on the ground. I think that Mickey actually scouted those out.
He just got deleted from the game.
Yeah. I'm not even sure where his body is officially.
But that's going to make him get close to that Hellflower. And I mean, they still do very well have a good chance in this game, but they're going to need perfect initiation coming out from Zlapt and Keizu on the Clanks. They need to kill the Clanks.
That is what they're going to need to do, but of course the wing bow that Clanks just picked up, going to make that a little bit more difficult. He adds 2,000 gold on top of that wing bow. He's currently at 608, so just under his average currently in this tournament.
Mm-hmm. And Reason have really gotten the steam engine rolling. Beef, man, they've been looking so good right now. And Sync, they're starting to doubt themselves, I'm sure.
Well, so far it looks like with 2 eyes back in their possession, that kill on Aluna was actually much larger than it may have appeared. That's going to mean that they're able to get at least a little bit of map control back. They were able to take both of those eyes into the enemy jungle, get a little bit of warding to themselves before they had to TP back in.
And Demotic now finished on Parasite as well as Hellflower Meraxis. He's probably had it for a while, seeing as he does have the 2600 gold. So that is going to prevent Dr. Repulsor from jumping around as he does. And I mean, Legionnaire, I think it comes back to that barbed armor. I mean, he doesn't really do that much. I mean, we said he's going to be doing great damage to Clanks, but he's going to have to find Clanks for that. So maybe it's not the item choice, more so what has been happening in this game.
Yeah, I think it's just been the really flubbed initiations coming out from Slapped in the last couple of minutes. As it looks like there's enough confidence from Reason that they're just going to backdoor tier 2 up here. Their smoke gank did not work out super well. The Veiled Rots were popped right under a ward, unfortunately.
But I would like to say that Barb doesn't really help Legionnaire get any tankier this game, and that's kind of what they needed. Ownby is going to fall, though.
Yeah, that was awkward. He kind of decided to fall back into the middle lane while the rest of his team was falling back toward the top lane. So Ownby taking a bit of a spill right there as Sync begins the road to recovery. They're on step 1 of like 9.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 19 steps. 19,000 steps, maybe, that they're going to have to take in order to get back in the lead in this game. But they do definitely have the team to do it. It just doesn't feel like Oogie doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough farm. He's not even 400 GPM anymore, and it was so possible for him to get that. I mean, looking at the creep kills, he has only 196. They felt way too comfortable in this game.
Yeah, I think you're completely right there. Flensmeister's Oogie is not impressed so far in this game. He really
Look at
does
Luna and Clanks, though.
More.
Look at this gimmick.
It's the SG Spelunk. That's what they call this.
Wow, that was definitely something, just flying up there with that hawk ability. And
they
the
used to
Hellborn
do it
side
with
have
Deadwood.
no idea.
It's Clanks now, of course, but
I mean, they could do it with both heroes.
Yeah.
Deadwood is still very valid, of course, and
yeah, he just doesn't get played very often.
Although he does, he is quite strong. I would definitely like to see some more Deadwood. He for one would be able to take down this Clanks quite easily with that, what is it, 35% strength reduction?
I really like this play though. Now that they have the ward down and there's likely no clue coming out from the guys on Sync, they make sure that they're going to be able to capitalize on that by pushing into the top lane. They take out the Ephemeral Forge there on Moira very quickly, so that one's going to be on cooldown for a considerable amount of time, but probably not enough time for them to make it into the base. Instead, they'll just farm up the enemy team's jungle, make sure that they are going to go ahead and take out the middle lane, get that one pushing again too, and then apply some pressure into the top for the only remaining racks.
I would like to mention, though, that the Hellborn team have not really invested in Mystic Vestments. Only Dr. Repulsor and Oogie, and even just 30 seconds ago was when Mickey finally purchased it, and I feel that's way too late. I mean, they have so much magic damage on this Legion side, and that they didn't pick up on that earlier is, I think, a huge mistake. They felt like flies. It really felt like they just didn't tank anything, and it's really strange to have that when they were in an 8k lead, 5k lead, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like they weren't respecting Reason enough.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a team that has had a lot of success against Sync Esports in the last weeks, but the way that Sync demolished them in game 1, I think they just kind of said, we're better than these guys. We're just going to kind of walk over them one more time, forgetting a little bit about things like those Mystic Vestments and saying we don't need them. We're going to go ahead and just keep on working. But now, speaking of things that he needs, Clanks only needs one more item for him to be 6-slotted. He finishes up a Frostwolf Skull.
Yeah, I mean, that's intense. He's going to probably get the Geometer's Brain, and then to finish it all off, I would like to see a Rift Charge.
Really?
Because he doesn't have uphill miss at all, because, of course, he can do the Hawk ability.
Yeah.
And Rift Charge ultimately gives you more damage than a Savage Mace does. And that's the other option that I would be seeing, because he is fairly tanky. He has a shrunken head. Of course, Post-Haste will also be in the works for him. But Rift Shards is really not an item we see enough, in my opinion. It really boosts your damage more than any other item.
Oh, Dr. Repulsor trying to go on in. He's really low on mana. Gonna find Clanks, though. Gets a nice Storm Spirit off, but here comes Legionnaire, the taunt onto 2. Clanks is in a lot of trouble. Gets the Shrunken Head off, turns around, pounding in the auto attacks, though. Clanks could be still in a little bit of trouble, but no. Turns it around, 4 down, make it 5 as a genocide going the way of Reason Gaming, and GG, well played. Reason Reason Gaming ties it up at 1-1. That was the best possible fight that the guys from Sync Esports were going to get. Clanks manages to squeak on out of there, turns it around and says,
You just saw how tanky he was right there. That Frostwolf pickup definitely saved him. That was the difference in that fight, and really just kudos to all of the players on the Legion side. They played it so well, especially on the Zane.
You can see him there.
That initiation.
You can see him there on the screen. They are so excited. The brothers getting in on this one. They've got Masera there as well, and there's the chant. They've got the energy, they've got the momentum, and they've got one more game to win before they are in the grand finals. Over on the other side, I mean, the camera's not even showing it. Sync Esports is already off the stage. They want nothing to do with actually being on there right now. They need to take the next 5 minutes or so to make sure to clear their head and prepare for Game 3. Shorkin, how do you recover against something like that when you essentially threw away a massive lead?
Confidence, man. These players, they need to have the confidence to continue, and Sync, we know they're confident. We know that they can beat Reason. All they need to do is keep that mindset up, and then they're going to do it. Their resolve faltered when they were faced with Immoboy's flanks, and as well as Ondmi's Miraxis and Zane's Lodestone.
I mean,
but
you got to talk about those initiators. They were so strong. It was truly a team effort from the guys at Reason to bring that one back. The Oogie strategy did not work. Slapped Legionnaire, even with the marvelous start that he had, was not able to deal properly with the guys from Reason. We'll see what they've got in the books for the next game. Reason Gaming ties it up 1-1. Sync Esports, now they've got to bring it back, get the momentum for that rematch in the grand finals. We'll see who's going to take the losers bracket finals. We'll be right back with more from the DreamHack Summer Hunt Championship.